Have you ever noticed how work tricks your body into stillness? You move all day, lifting, walking, rushing, but somehow you still feel heavy, tired, and drained? That's because motion born of stress isn't the same as movement born of care. So today, let's talk about reclaiming that movement and how even gentle motion can remind you that your body still belongs to you. Welcome to another episode about self care. I'm Marie Crisostomo. Join me as I talk about what intentional movement is all about. Have you ever noticed how work can trick your body into stillness? And I don't just mean sitting at a desk all day talking to customers or analyzing data. It could be the restless rhythm of footsteps echoing down hospital halls, fetching charts, wheeling stretchers, carrying care from room to room. It could be the steady hands at the gas pump, tending to engines and strangers alike. It could be the hum of checkout counters where smiles meet weary eyes, or the earth stained palms that carve furrows into hardened soil, preparing once more for seeds and seasons yet to come. But after all that, yes, I mean, it's that strange kind of stillness that creeps into your bones when you've been rushing for hours, moving constantly, but somehow you still feel heavy, stiff, tired, bone tired, weary, spirit weary too sometimes. So that's the kind of stillness I want to talk about today. The kind that hides beneath our routines, our responsibilities, and our exhaustion. Because let's be honest, for many of us, moving our bodies intentionally feels like one more task to add to an already overflowing list. And I thought so too myself, but I discovered something. What if I share with you that movement isn't just about any kind of motion that takes away our energy? What if it's something to return that energy? So, for those who work long shifts, especially nights, you probably know what I mean. The body forgets what real movement feels like, so stillness becomes a second skin. And because of the change in our body rhythm, we tend to eat not because we're hungry, but because we're fighting drowsiness. So we grab whatever we can eat, we grab coffee. It's not really out of craving, but it's to survive. And through that maze of calls from irate customers or numbers to understand and analyze, and endless meetings with your boss, meetings with your team members, somewhere there's a cup of coffee growing cold, and through it all you move. Yes, you serve, you endure. But this work, this kind of movement, it's not the kind that restores you. It's motion born of duty, of necessity, of stress. And your body knows the difference. So when you finally clock out, when the shift is over, you exhale, you think, finally. But the moment you get home, another list begins. It's laundry, dishes, kids, bills, messages, groceries, at school, sibling care, caring for the sick and the aged. So we tell ourselves, what kind of movement are you talking about? I've moved enough today. And technically, you have. But your body whispers otherwise. And because work movement takes effort, it takes your energy, it drains it. But there's such a thing as care. Care movement, which gives and restores. So you see, movement isn't just about burning calories or chasing some ideal version of yourself. It's about reclaiming your energy. It's about shaking the dust of your spirit after hours of duty. It's about saying, my body deserves more than just my exhaustion. So here's the truth that we forget. We all forget. I've forgotten it. Our bodies are wired for rhythm, for ebb and flow, for contraction, and for release. But modern life, it steals that rhythm. We sit, we scroll, we strain, rush, and then repeat that same process. And then when we finally rest, our minds and bodies don't even know how to rest. So that's why movement, the kind that's gentle and intentional, it should remind your body that it's still yours. You don't need a gym membership, you don't need a yoga mat or a perfect routine. No judgment here. Don't get me mistaken. If going to a gym helps you with this process, go for it. But if you can't, if you, if you still can, you just need to start small. Like, spend a few minutes away from all the noise at home, away from the stress, be in a corner by yourself, in a safe and quiet place where you can stretch your arms overhead until your spine lengthens. Roll your shoulders, feel the tension melt. Walk outside and let the air touch your skin. Breathe deeply enough that your ribs expand and your lungs remember space. That's not exercise. That's remembering. Think about it this way. Every intentional movement is an act of resistance. To what? Let me tell you, it's a quiet rebellion against exhaustion, against the idea that you are only valuable when you are producing, when you are working, when you are achieving something. But here's what I want you to know. You are more than your work. You are more than your deadlines. You are more than the weight and the length of your to-do list. Your body is not a machine. It's your home, and home needs care. Home needs tending. So, the next time your mind says, I don't have the time to move. I've done it a million times, but now I've realized that's different. I don't need those hours. You don't need hours. You just need moments. 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, even just a few seconds, 30 seconds even. Pause, stretch, let your body know that you're listening. I want you to picture this with me for a moment. Your shift ends, the hallway finally quiets, the last patient has been seen, the last report filed, the last email sent, the last call answered. Now, and on your way home, when you arrive, you could collapse into bed, and maybe you deserve to. But maybe just for a moment before you do, pause, stand, stretch. Take a slow walk to the end of your street. Feel the air brushing your face. And you'll just feel the tension starting to loosen its grip. And in that quiet act, that simple intentional movement, you tell yourself, I am more than my shift, more than my grind. My body belongs to me. And that's what this episode is really all about. It's not discipline. This is not about fitness goals. It's not a no pain, no gain situation. This is different. This is self-connection. It's the kind that says, I see you, body. You've carried me through a lot today. You've lifted me, held me, endured whatever I had to endure. You've waited. Now let's move, not to prove anything, but to breathe again, to recharge. So here's your gentle reminder for today. Movement does not have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be long. It just has to be yours. It's not movement for anyone. It's not for your child, not for your sibling, not for your partner. It's yours. So every stretch, every breath that you reclaim, that rhythm the world tries to take away, remember this. So tonight or tomorrow, whenever your shift ends, Move your body, even gently. Because in a world that demands constant productivity, choosing to move for yourself, not for work, not for survival, it's one of the most powerful forms of self-care there is. So I leave you with these thoughts. You're not your fatigue. You're not your job. You are a living, moving body. So, until then, remember that you deserve more than you think. So stay safe.